Hi everyone, my name is Laura Phillips and I'm a rising senior at the University of Virginia studying systems engineering. This summer I had the opportunity to participate in the summer undergraduate research program here at the University of Florida within the engineering education department. I really had no idea what to expect, but hopped on the plane excited and ready to learn all about the field. I performed research under the supervision of Dr. Cindy Rivera and PhD student Cass Fernandez in the Engineering Communities and Participatory Change Lab group. While I was exposed to many projects over the summer, I primarily worked on one study focusing on social responsibility and STEM undergraduate researchers. Today I'm going to walk you through a Tuesday as a summer researcher. Before we jump in, I just want to give a little introduction and timeline into my research this summer. Overall, we are trying to learn more about the views of social responsibility in undergraduate STEM researchers and see how these views develop over time. The first way we looked into this question was by sending out a survey to collect quantitative data on how students currently view social responsibility. The survey was sent to undergraduates all over the United States. Then our lab implemented a two-part series workshop this summer at UF. The interventions focused on collaborative, interactive activities relating to social responsibility and science communication. At the same time as the workshops, Dr. Rivera and Cass conducted interviews asking students about their experiences inside and outside of the academic setting to collect data on how these views were developed. At the end of the program, we will be sending out a post-survey to workshop participants to see how the research experience and workshops changed views of social responsibility. Now I'm going to walk through my Tuesday lab work. A lot of my work this summer is remote. This allows me to check out different libraries and study spots around campus. This morning I went to Marston Science Library because the desktops there had the software I needed to use. I'm starting the morning working on interview transcripts. Like I mentioned before, we are using interviews to collect data on how views of social responsibility develop over time. After Dr. Rivera conducts the interviews, I listen through to ensure the transcript matches with what the interviewee says. The transcribed interviews will then be coded by many members of the EcoPack lab group to find emerging themes. After about an hour of working on interview transcription, I switched to analyzing preliminary survey data collected to look at current student views of social responsibility. This was done using a data analysis software called SPSS. Through SPSS, I am able to visualize the data and run statistical tests to find significant differences and correlations between the data. From the preliminary results, I am able to see which skills and dimensions of social responsibility students rated the highest. In addition, I can see which differences are truly significant. I then headed to the Student Center to grab a quick lunch with my lab mate, Angelica. After work, I headed back to my dorm to work on some of my deliverables for the next week. I am starting off the afternoon working on my presentation for our supergroup meeting this Thursday. Our lab here in Florida has been meeting weekly with an engineering education group at the University of Kentucky through Zoom. Each week we read different papers and studies to learn and discuss as a group different aspects of engineering education. Last week we even had a guest speaker talk about positionality in both qualitative and quantitative work. For the upcoming meeting, we'll be presenting our work from the summer, and so I'm spending the next few hours getting that PowerPoint together and preparing what I'm going to say. After making some progress on the presentation, I'm now switching gears and ending the afternoon working on writing a paper describing the workshops. Recently, I've been analyzing the data from the second workshop. I've really enjoyed working on my reading and writing skills this past summer through the writing of this paper. Before signing off, I just wanted to highlight some of my favorite aspects of this program. Each week, different professors, PhD students, or alumni would come and speak to us about various aspects of grad school. From learning about grant writing to mental health and time management in graduate school, I am very thankful to have heard these talks as I enter my fourth year of college. In addition to the research, this program also allowed me to explore Florida. My favorite outings included going to the beach, the World Equestrian Center, tubing down the springs, and even spending the day at the Kennedy Space Center. I also really enjoyed exploring UF's campus, including $2 bowlings on Tuesdays, the Science Museum, and seeing all the different wildlife, even the gators. These events allowed me to get to know other students from all over the country and make meaningful connections throughout the 10 weeks. I want to give a huge thank you to my PhD mentor, Cass Fernandez, and PI, Dr. Rivera, for their guidance and support throughout the past 10 weeks. I can't thank them both enough for how many opportunities they have provided me and for the support both inside and outside of the lab. In addition, I want to thank Ashley Wilson and Mike Nazareth for planning all the social events and logistics to make the summer happen. Go Gators!